Hi, my name is Rod Khleif, and I'm the host of the Lifetime Cash Flow Through Real Estate Investing podcast. And every week I interview multifamily rock stars, and we talk about how they've built incredible wealth for themselves and their families through multifamily properties. So hit the like and subscribe buttons to get notified every Monday when a new episode comes out. Let's get to it. Welcome back to the new version of Multifamily Rockstars. And maybe you haven't heard, but because of feedback, because we're always asking for feedback from you guys, and the fact that we're always trying to make things better, constant and never-ending improvement, we've decided to make these episodes more deep dives into our guests' deals and really give you more practical and actionable items for you to get started and to actually, for yourself to do your own first deal, especially if you're new to multifamily. Now, of course, I've got my co-host Mark Nagy here with me.
Hey Rod, what's going on? I don't know about you, but I've been super busy with so many price reductions on deals lately. My whole inbox is filled with them from brokers lately, so things are going the right way.
Now we've got a deal under contract in San Antonio that's just an absolute screaming deal. In fact, on that note, let me just say this: if you're accredited, text the word partner to 72345 to check it out. I mean, it's extraordinary. The one next door sold for $137,000 a door, and we're getting this one for $100,000. It's just an unbelievable deal. Deals are starting to come. Well, listen, we've got a great interview for you today. He's actually a best-selling author. His name's Tim Davis, and he's a real estate broker. He's a licensed GC, building contractor, real estate investor, and he owns and operates his own real estate brokerage and property management company. He's got, he's in quite a few doors as a limited partner, almost 700 as a limited partner. He's got his 60 doors himself that he owns himself. And he's done his syndication on a mobile home park, which we haven't talked about before here, which is unusual. Not unusual, but unusual to be on this show. So his name's Tim Davis, and welcome, brother. Good to see you.
Thanks, Rod. Appreciate it.
Glad you're here. So why don't you take a few minutes and just kind of give us some background on you, why real estate, and, kind of bring us from a little bit about your past and bring us current.
Sure. Yeah. So I kind of fell into real estate when I was really young. I was 18 when I bought my first rental property, and It was kind of an accidental landlord back then. But it really intrigued me because I was, 18 years old, married with a couple of kids, and we were struggling.
Wait a minute. Did you say 18 and married with a couple of kids?
Yeah.
Holy cow. You didn't waste any time, brother. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Got married young, but I dropped out of high school, got married, and we were struggling, and I was able to buy my first rental property. I actually bought it from my dad, who was a Assembly of God minister. He tried to get into real estate, but he just didn't make it. So he sold me my first rental property, which was pretty cool. And I loved the experience of getting cash flow from it. And so I started working on learning more and more about it as I went on. And so I've been doing this for quite a long time, 42, 43 years now.
Wow.
And
wow.
It's been a great experience. And I really enjoyed my real estate journey. I've worked through construction, and I did a lot of construction in my early days, and then worked into actually getting my brokerage license probably 15 years ago, and started a property management company. We managed about 500 rental properties in Central Florida, and I started buying up a lot of rental property myself right after the crash of 2008, 2009. And so was able to kind of semi-retire about 5 years ago. And then I joined the Warrior program probably three years ago, because I really wanted to learn about multifamily and really get into that. I had not been in that space in the past. And so that's when I jumped in as a LP, several deals, and then we just did our very first syndication on our own with a small mobile home park, which I thought was kind of interesting because it would have been hard to finance that through a bank. So we ended up getting 100% of the funds from our limited partners. and we're giving them the preferred rate of return from day one. We started giving them their preferred rate of return, just like we would have been paying a bank for a loan. So we decided to send them the money instead, and it's been a pretty good deal. Everybody's enjoyed that. They're really anxious to do the next deal with us. So
Nice. Now, are you in Lakeland or where are you?
yeah, I live in Lakeland.
know,
I've been in Lakeland
okay.
since 1976. So I've been here a long time.
Wow, you said Central Florida, and I'm like, yeah, that's about as central as I could think of. Good guess. Okay.
Yeah.
I didn't know that, or if you had told me, I'd forgotten. Forgive me, but forgot what I had for breakfast already. So, so you started in 2008 and 9. That's good timing.
Yeah.
Good for you. I was hiding under a rock then, yeah. So you've been in the Warrior program. Have you been to a Warrior event where we do the network and all that business?
Absolutely. I go to every single one that you have.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, the reason I'm asking is we just had an interview and she talked about being overwhelmed there in the networking piece, because I tell everybody, what's your superpower? Go meet other people. That's one of the biggest benefits. Would you agree of the events like that? Now, guys, you can do this on your own. Go to meetup groups, get out there and meet people, but you've got to, in this business, you got to align with people that shore up your deficiencies and you get these symbiotic relationships. Like the most common is somebody that's analytical with someone that's outgoing. But what has your experience been in the whole networking piece? Do you find that's a skill set of yours?
Yeah, I love networking with the guys at the Warrior, especially lunchtime and dinner time. Those are some of the best times because you get together with them and just start talking about deals, finding out what they like to do. As far as my superpowers, I guess we call them, and in the Warrior program, I love to structure deals, and I love to solve problems. I am not the detail guy that's gonna crunch the numbers but I'll look over the numbers once they're there. But I'm not the guy that's gonna do all the underwriting.
Same here.
You're probably the same way.
Same here. Oh yeah. No, listen. We just throw those guys in a room with a spreadsheet and throw raw meat in once in a while. Keep them happy, right?
Now, walk me kind of through that process of figuring that out, because obviously you did a bunch of passive investing as an LP, and then obviously you did the GP deal. What was the idea on the LP deals? Was that so that you could learn and kind of help figure out your superpower, or was it just getting rid of some cash that you had at the time?
Well, yeah, no, it was, when I joined the program, I wanted to get involved right away. And so I started talking to my coach and different people in the program, and they suggested, join a LP deal. So I was kind of anxious to do one. And I think I jumped into one that was kind of not well thought out, but, interestingly enough, it ended up turning out real well. I'm making I'm getting, actually, they're giving us back our capital this month, and we're getting about a 22% return on our investment, annualized return for the last 2 years. Yeah. So
I wouldn't bitch about that too much.
Yeah.
No, I'm not at all. But it was kind of a weird deal. It wasn't a Warrior that did it at first. I think he did join the program after a while, but I was anxious to get into a deal, and it was close by my home. It wasn't too far away. So I jumped into it, and I had to help the guy along quite a bit because I do have it was a conversion, motel to multifamily conversion.
Interesting.
Oh, wow.
I've got a lot of experience in construction, so I knew what he was facing. And so I helped him out a lot on that. Even as an LP, I didn't have any responsibilities as a GP, but I kind of helped him through some issues and got him straightened out. And
you're a good LP to have as a passive investor. I bet he's thankful that he brought you in on that deal then.
Yeah.
What types of listeners would be able to relate to you, do you think, Tim? We've got so many different personality styles that listen to this show. We've got analytical people, we've got more outgoing people. We've got more process driven people. We've got business owners and, everything in between. So
Yeah,
who do you think?
I think people that can relate to me are probably people that have, like entrepreneurs that have gone through the school of hard knocks. I meet a lot of guys at the Warrior program who are engineers, they got degrees and all this stuff. I don't have that. I've just been in the school of hard knocks. I've been through it, and so that's the kind of guy, or guy or girl. It's like, if I can do this, anybody can do it. That kind of thing. That's the way I look at it.
So out of curiosity, what made you decide to even join a group like ours instead of continuing with the School of Hard Knocks and multifamily?
I'm one of those people that I love to continually educate myself. I've always been a self-educator, and I know one thing, that if I can jump into a program and I have a teacher or a mentor, somebody that I can follow behind, that I can do what they've done, or something similar to it. And so that's why I joined the Warrior program, because I had read Rod's book, and I had watched some of the podcasts and been familiar with what he'd done. I think you came to our RIA in Polk County.
I sure did. Oh,
Yeah,
that's
you came
funny.
there
That's
a couple
right.
times,
Yeah.
and I was really impressed with your presentation those
thanks.
times. And
Okay.
that's why I joined.
Yeah, I think the last time I was a little annoyed because I drove. I mean, it was like 2 hours each way for me, and there were like 13 people there. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? And I didn't get home till like midnight. Yeah, I remember now. That's funny. That's really funny.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this: what do you think is your superpower? Because we talk about superpower, we use that word because everybody, this is a team sport. You bring your superpower to the team, and you align with people that, that are, stronger where you're not as strong. What do you think you bring to a team, buddy? I mean, besides construction, we know you're great at that, obviously, because you mentioned that earlier.
The construction knowledge is one of the things that I can bring to the team. Helping structure deals. I know a lot of people too. I can bring a lot of capital to the table. That's how I did the mobile home park. Those were all people that I knew that I put together, and we raised about $2 million in 30 days or less.
Nice.
So those are some of the things that I can bring to the table if somebody wanted me to come alongside them and help. Definitely understanding construction is probably one of the strongest things that I have.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of this deal, correct me if I'm wrong on any of this. You have kind of an interesting story jumping into this of how you found this deal. I think you mentioned you found it. You were underwriting an at a RIA, I think, and you liked it. Tell the story about how you found and where you found it, where you even got the deal from, and then we can kind of jump into the deal further from there.
Yeah, so I am the focus group leader for a different RIA. It's called the Central Florida Real Estate Association. It's from Orlando. And I've been the focus group leader for the landlording group. They have this group. We meet once a month, and we talk about landlording and being a landlord and different issues like that. So one of the or twice a year, I usually have it set up where we do a little segment called Deal or No Deal. And for that, we do some real quick underwriting. It's nothing that it's nothing real intense, but I give them some ideas of how to look at a deal and determine whether or not there's potential there that you want to look at a little bit closer. And so I found several like duplexes, quads, different things on the MLS, and I actually found 2 mobile home parks, and it was on the multiple listing service. And I was like, man, let me take a look at these. So we took a look at them, and as I was presenting them at the focus group, and we were going through the numbers, I was like, there might be a deal here. And so I actually started looking at it a little bit closer, and I actually put both of the mobile home parks under contract and started our due diligence on both of them. One of them dropped out. It was not represented properly because the guy that was trying to sell it, I think he's trying to pull a fast one on us. But the other one, it was a mom and pop, and it was hard to get some of the information out of them, but being that I've done this a long time, and I'm pretty good at negotiating. I actually pulled the information out of them, got it all put together, did our underwriting, and I felt pretty confident that this deal was something that we could do. So we went ahead and moved forward and closed it in May of last year, and it's been a pretty good deal.
Well, I'll tell you, when you find a deal that it's hard to get the information on, get excited because everyone else gives up.
Oh yeah.
And if you push through, you can find a phenomenal deal that way. And that's pretty interesting how you found that deal. Talk a little bit more about the actual asset, and we can talk about mobile home parks a little bit. I know quite a bit about them, although I've never owned one. My brother has owned hundreds of spaces and has been involved in the management of thousands of spaces. So I know a lot about the asset class.
Well, one interesting thing, I do have some mobile home experience because back when I was 18 to 25, I worked in a mobile home factory. So I actually know how they're put together.
In Central Florida.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have them there. It's like it's like a conveyor belt of freaking mobile homes go down the line and they add things all the way down the line. Oh, that's awesome.
So I actually had a little bit of experience, so I know how they're put together. Anyways.
Cheap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But this one, all the mobile homes are owned by the park. So it's all like having an apartment complex. We had to do our due diligence by inspecting these things because there was some deferred maintenance, and I saw quite a bit of it, but I wasn't scared of it because I know how they're put together and I know what to do to fix them. And the tenants that they had were had very bad habits. Let me put it that way. So we had to really start just culling them out as soon as we got in there.
Like what? Like paying late or not paying on time? Like what
not
sort of
paying
things?
at all. Yeah, paying late, not paying at all. Yeah, there was quite a bit of issues. I don't think that 50% of the people were not qualified to be in there.
Wow.
Because mom and pop that were running it before, they had a very poor system of qualifying people, and we've got a professional management company that I own, and so we know how to actually do that. So we were able to turn it around pretty quick. We still got about 2 or 3 units that need some rehab, and then we'll have it all full by the end of this first quarter. But it's a little challenging at first because of the bad habits and the clientele that was in there.
Well, I'll tell you, the common business model is not to do what you're doing. It's to actually convert them to lot rent and have them own the home, and all that. What you're doing is more challenging. And that's why when you told me it was a mobile home park, I asked you if you lived near it because you'd be managing it, and you told me you had a management company, which of course makes that a whole lot easier. But, they are tough to manage. And typically with a mobile home park, I wouldn't consider one unless it was at least 50 spaces so I could have an on-site manager. And so that's why I asked the question. And like I say, my knowledge of these things is you go in, you'd see if the numbers make sense, if you can sell them the home, and then they're paying you a fee for the home, and they're paying you lot rent and all that. And that's a more common approach. But with a management company, you can make it work. Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen the approach that you're talking about. I've seen that before. The only problem that I see with that sometimes, depending on the condition of the mobile homes, if they're in rough condition already and you sell them to somebody, they're not going to maintain them, and they're just going to probably go downhill. So what we're doing is doing some repairs, doing some fixing the deferred maintenance that was on all of them, and trying to get them up to speed. We could convert it later once we get them all in good operational order. But for right now, we're doing all right the way we have it.
It's working.
Well, I see your 5-year projections here on this deal. You're almost going to double rents, which would be great. And from what I'm hearing, again, you correct me if I'm wrong, if we could go a little deeper, it sounds like it's very similar to a multifamily value add in that you're just managing it better, increasing rents, bringing in new tenants. Is that the entire play on this deal, or is there something else that's bringing rents so high that we're missing?
No, I mean, it was under the rents were low when we got it. We knew they were low, and that's what made it appealing, because we knew we could get higher rents, but it's still affordable living. This is not even like your average rent in Polk County. I think it's about $1,500. So we're around $1,100 per door there, maybe a little bit more, but
Single wides or double wides?
they're single wides.
Oh, wow. And you're getting 1,100? Holy crap.
Yeah, I know.
Wow. I don't even know what to say to that. Holy cow.
Now,
That's
on
crazy.
that, you mentioned this deal was on the MLS. Was this with a commercial broker that this just happened to be overlooked, or was this with a residential broker that came across this deal? How did this deal get overlooked, do you think, by other investors?
The broker that had it was a friend of the owner. So she was more a residential realtor. She really did.
And that's actually, sorry to interrupt, that's actually a ninja trick, honestly, is to get aligned with residential brokers in a market. I can tell you it's really interesting that where it's at, because you know who Kevin Bupp is, right? He had a mobile home park course and all of that stuff. And I went to one of his events in Orlando, which is right down the road. And we went to look at a 100 and some space park that he had bought in Orange something, Florida. It was Orange County. I feel like the city name had Orange in it. But anyway, it was $2 million, and he found it in the residential MLS because the broker didn't have a clue what to do with it. By the way, guys, what happens is someone will buy a house from a residential broker, but maybe they've got a mobile home park in this case, or a 10 unit, 8 unit, 6 unit, 20 unit. And they're going to go to that residential broker to sell it, who hasn't got a freaking clue how to sell it. So they'll throw it in the residential MLS, and you can get phenomenal deals. So, one of the things I teach in my boot camp is connect with a residential broker in your submarket, and you can get deals nobody else has seen. So, all right. That's good.
The best way to do that, Tim, you can give your advice. Did you yourself have access to the MLS, or did you have a broker that you worked with that gave you access?
I'm a licensed broker. Yeah.
Okay. So you had direct access then.
Yeah.
So that kind of gave you a little bit of an advantage just digging into the MLS yourself then.
Right.
But I would say another good tip just on top of that, if you don't have access, find a residential agent or somebody that can give you access, so that way you can find those people. Because otherwise it's tough.
Oh, hold on, not give you access necessarily, but put an alert in that if any multifamily property hits the MLS, they'll let you know, and you'll take care of them. They'll write the contract.
Depends where you live. Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yeah. So, okay. So let me ask you this. What's a hot topic in multifamily that everybody's talking about right now?
The hottest topic that I've seen lately is the interest rates being so high. It's made it very difficult. So financing has made it difficult to make the numbers work. That's why, I was looking at your deal. In fact, I think I'm going to invest in your deal in San Antonio. Yeah. Because you got that assumable loan.
Yeah. I'll describe that deal real quick. So we've got a 296 unit asset a mile away from this one, mile and a half away. And this is 200 units. And these units are much nicer than the one we have, which is always in the 90% plus range occupancy. I mean, the units are larger. They all have fireplaces. They all have washer dryer hookups, none of which we have in the other asset. And it's on a lake. We've got 37 units on a lake, but we're assuming a 4+% interest rate that's still got 7 years on it. which is a fantastic loan. So it's great debt. 37 units on the lakefront. If I didn't say that already, it's a nice, and the asset next door sold for $137,000 a unit like a year and a half ago. One across the lake sold for $120,000 a unit. The same vintage, and we're getting this one for $100. I mean, it's a screaming deal. So very, very exciting. I need some work. We got to roll our sleeves up. We're putting a ton of CapEx into it, a ton of renovation costs, but I mean, they're going to be really nice when we're done. So very excited about it. And yeah, by the way, if you're an accredited investor, text the word partner to 72345 and let's talk about it, because we still got a little room left. I mean, it's getting close to being full, but there's still some room left on it. You talk about the debt, and it's creating opportunity, and there are deals coming. So I think if there was a time to get in this business, it is right freaking now, because we're already seeing the deals, and there's going to be a lot more. So, very exciting
we're
times.
looking at one right now close by that we got some seller financing available on it at 5%. So
see, that's happening more often too, because sales are way down. So what we're talking about with this bad debt, guys, is, if you've got loan that's coming due, or you've got one of these bridge loans that's adjustable and you're getting killed with the payments, if you either have to sell or refinance, neither one are easy right now. Sales are down 85, 90%, number one. Refinancing is hard because you have to pay what's called a rate cap. And I'll give you an example of what's happened with rate caps. If you were in 2020 and you had a $100 million loan and you wanted to cap the interest rate for 3 years at 3%, okay, 3-year rate cap, 3%, that was around $23,000 in 2020, okay? That same rate cap today, this is 8 months ago when I saw this, so it's probably worse than that now, but for $100 million loan for 1 year is $2.3 million. Okay, to give you an idea, and you got to buy these to manage the risk on these loans, and people don't have that kind of money. And then because the interest rates have gone up and their payments have gone up, they don't qualify to refinance anyway. So there's a lot of deals that are in big trouble. Again, we've set up an opportunity fund to hopefully capitalize on some of these deals, and I think there's a lot of opportunity coming. So.
Yeah, Tim, tell us about that deal without giving maybe specifics on location, anything like that. Tell us about this deal. Is it a multifamily deal? Why are they selling? Where did you find it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I won't give too many details because we don't have it under contract yet. We're still in the beginning process, but it's a group of duplexes that a guy built years ago when he was building another community. And I think there's 158 doors, something like that. And so he's got it's free and clear. And he built it along with this other community that he actually sold off, and he kept this community, and he's been renting it out. And he's just a tired landlord ready to move on.
Oh my God, what a screaming deal. Holy cow, how exciting is that? Well, listen, let me ask you a question. I know you joined the Warrior program. How have you enjoyed it? Has it been good?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've really enjoyed it. I go every time you have one of the Warrior only events. I really like those.
Yeah.
The other ones are good too, but the Warrior only events are phenomenal.
Yeah, it's all Warriors, and it's an incredible group. By the way, guys, if you're interested in applying to the program, text the word CRUSH to 72345, and that's how you apply. Text CRUSH to 72345. I think my Warriors own somewhere between 180 and 190,000 units that we know of. We can't keep track anymore, but it's not insignificant.
And by the way, on that topic, we have a Warrior event coming up in 2 months in Florida. So if you've been considering something like this, now might be a good time, because we've got one coming up here shortly.
Yeah, in April. Yeah, no, we've got a Warrior event here in Sarasota, which it's an awesome venue that we do it at, too, the Westin. It's been a lot of fun. We've been there 2 or 3 times already. So, yeah. Yeah, well, anyway, Tim, thanks for coming on the show, brother. This has been a lot of fun. I really appreciate you sharing your wisdom, and, looking forward to seeing where you're at a year or 2 from now, which I'm sure will be extraordinary. And that deal you're working on sounds
Hopefully
fantastic.
You get it.
Yeah.
Good
Take
luck.
care, brother. I appreciate you.
All right. I'll see you in April.
See you, Tim.
All right. Thanks. Take
right.
care. So one other quick thing. we encounter so many people that are frankly frustrated. You know, they're looking in the mirror and they're frustrated that they haven't been able to escape the rat race. They haven't been able to build cash flow to the point where they're able to have financial and time freedom with their families. You know, and maybe they see other people buying real estate and creating, you know, incredible cash flow, and they think, well, it's just scary. You know, buying apartments is intimidating. And I get it. See, that's why we created our Warrior Mentorship Program. They're our coaching students, and they've had extraordinary results. My students, I've been teaching about 5 years, and they own upwards of 140,000 units now that we know of, right? And we feel like it's just getting going. Now, we're looking to grow this group and really take it to the next level. And honestly believe that the greatest transfer of wealth could be upon us right now with this current economic environment. Everything's going on sale. So we're looking for people who want to follow a proven framework, really like a blueprint or a map, literally step by step. And then they're able to leverage our systems and our incredible network to raise money and equity, to find deals and close those deals and build partnerships, really nationwide. So if you're interested in finding out more about how you can become more in our incredible network and take advantage of the unbelievable opportunities that are upon us, you can apply to my Warrior Mentorship Program by texting the word CRUSH to 72345, or you can go to mentorwithrod.com. And what we'll do is we'll set up a call so you can check us out and we can check you out and see if it's a fit. Now, again, you can go to mentorwithrod.com or text the word CRUSH to 72345 to apply, and we will speak soon.